Hey everybody, we are working on two-step problems. This is homework number one, two-step problem homework number one. We did most of this in class, so this is just your way to get some extra practice if you need it, or to come if you missed something and you wanted to come and check on the website to make sure your page matched mine. You can use this video to do that. So here we go. Number one, Riley made 5 trays of cupcakes for the bake sale. Should be underlining 5 trays because we know that is our groups. The cupcakes are going to be how many are in each group. Each tray had 6 vanilla cupcakes and 8 chocolate cupcakes. So when I see the word each, I know I'm going to multiply, so I'll underline that and put my multiplication sign. Then I see this word and here, so I'm going to circle it, put a plus sign above it, figure out where I need to draw my leashes to so I don't lose those numbers. So on one side of and I have 6 vanilla cupcakes. On the other side I have 8 chocolate cupcakes. I'm going to draw my leashes to 6 and to 8 so I know that I need to add those numbers. My question here, how many total cupcakes did Riley make for the bake sale? I'm going to number this because it's my question that I'm trying to answer, and I know total means I'm going to add. So a couple of things that let me know right away this is a two-step problem. I see 3 numbers, 5 trays, 6 vanilla cupcakes, 8 chocolate cupcakes. I see hint words that are telling me to multiply and also hint words that are telling me to add. So for operations, I know I'm going to need to multiply and I'm also going to need to add. So now I have to figure out what I need to do first. Groups and in each is telling me that I need to multiply. I know a multiplication problem is set up groups times in each group is going to equal my total. I know my groups, but I don't know in each group yet. I won't know that until I add the 6 vanilla and 8 chocolate to find out how many cupcakes are in each group. So I'm going to start with an addition problem, and I'm going to add the 6 vanilla cupcakes. So I'm going to write here 6. And I'm going to label that so I can keep track of what it is. Also, don't forget to draw your line down the middle so we know we're doing 2 steps. Then I'm going to add the 6 cupcakes with the 8 cupcakes. So 6 cupcakes plus 8 cupcakes, put your C there so you can keep track of what it is. If I add that together, I'm going to get 14 cupcakes. Make sure you write cupcakes so you're keeping track of what you're solving. So now I know that I have 14 cupcakes in each group and 5 trays of cupcakes. So now I can set up my multiplication problem, which is set up like groups times in each group is going to equal my total amount of cupcakes. So my groups, the problem told me that I have 5 groups, so I'll write 5 there. In each group comes from what I just solved. I know that there's 14 cupcakes in each group. So I'm going to draw an arrow from my 14 to my in each group. Put 14 in there. I can solve that with a calculator. If I do, I get a total of 70. This is my final answer, so I'm going to circle it. That's 70 cupcakes. Then I need to write a complete sentence, so I check my question. How many total cupcakes did Riley make for the bake sale? Riley made 70 total cupcakes for the bake sale, period. Okay, moving on to number 2. Craig's goal was to read 40 books during the school year. So I have Craig, I have 40 books. That's the total number of books he's going to read during the school year, so I'm going to put a T there for total. He reads 14 before winter break and 11 before spring break. Okay, so I see and here, I'm going to circle it, put a plus sign. I need to figure out where to draw my leashes to my numbers. So I have 14, and that goes with winter break. Then I have 11, that goes with spring break. So I'm going to draw my leash to my 14 and to my 11. Those are the 2 numbers I'm going to need to add. How many will he need to read after spring break in order to meet his goal? So that's a question. I'm going to put a number 1 there. I know that I'm going to need to add because I have my and here, but I also know that this is a 2-step problem because I have 40, I have 14, and 11. I have 3 numbers, so that's a big hint that I'm doing 2 steps. So I'm going to go ahead and draw my line down the middle of my space to set up 2 equations. As I said, I know I have to add because of and, but I'm going to need to do another operation too. And I know the total. So if I know the total, I know I'm either dividing or subtracting. I don't have anything about groups or in each group or anything here. I just have parts. I have 14 is one part I know, 11 is one part I know. My missing part is how many he still needs to read after spring break. So I'm going to put a missing part right here. So I know if I know parts and missing parts, then I know I'm also going to need to subtract. So I need to figure out which I need to do first, add or subtract. I can't take the total from the part until I add the 2 parts together to get my bigger part of how many he's read total so far. So I'm going to need to start with an addition problem. So 14 is going to go with winter break, so I'm going to write 14 and a W for winter break, plus 11, that was for spring break, equals, if I add that together, I'm going to get 25, and that's 25 books that he's read so far. So now I can take my total of 40 and subtract it from how many he's read so far to find out how many books he still needs to read. So I know that a subtraction problem is total minus part equals missing part. The problem told me that my total was 40 books, so I'll put a 40 there. The part that I solved is 25 books, so draw an arrow from 25 to the part. Then 40 minus 25 is going to get me my missing part, how many books he still needs to read. If you subtract 40 minus 25, you're going to get 15, and that is 15 books that he still needs to read. So I'm going to circle my answer here. Now I need to write a sentence. How many will he need to read after spring break in order to meet his goal? He is Craig, so I'm going to use his name. Craig will need to read 15 books to meet his goal. Period. All right, one more. Number 3. On Monday, Lisa played handball for 22 minutes. So I'm going to underline Monday. Lisa, that's who we're talking about. She played for 22 minutes. On Tuesday, she played twice as long. So I have Tuesday, twice as long. I know when I see twice as long, that's like thinking 2 times. So I'm going to put 2 times right there. How much time did Lisa spend playing handball all together on Monday and Tuesday? So all together means I'm either going to add or multiply. But I see Monday and Tuesday. I know and means that I'm going to need to add. And I also see 2 times up here, so I know I'm also going to need to multiply. So my operations here are going to be multiplication and addition. Let's figure out what I need to do first. I need to know how much time she spent playing on Monday and Tuesday. I have my number for Monday, but I don't have my real number for Tuesday. I just have twice as long. I know when I see twice as long, I put 2 times. I'm going to need to multiply, so I'll do that first. So since I'm doing 2 different steps, I'm going to divide my workspace down the middle. I'm starting with multiplication. When I see 2 times, I know times many always goes first. So I need to draw my arrow. It's really far away, but I'm going to go ahead and draw my arrow all the way to my space. There we go. 2 times blank equals blank. That 2 times number belongs to Tuesday. So I know here I'm doing Tuesday versus Monday, and that will get me my number for Tuesday, my real number. So I have the number for Monday, that's 22 minutes. I'll put that in there. 2 times 22 is going to equal 44. That's how many minutes she played on Tuesday. So I'm gonna label that Tuesday so I can keep track. Then my question is asking how many she played on Monday and Tuesday. So I'm gonna need to add those together. Part plus part is gonna equal my total here. One part that the problem already told me was Monday, that's 22 minutes. The other part that I solved was how many she played on Tuesday, that was 44. So I'm gonna draw my arrow. 22 plus 44 is gonna get me the total number of minutes she played. That is 66 minutes. And that is Monday and Tuesday. So I'll write M and T, and I'm going to circle my answer. Now I just have to write my sentence, so I check my question. How much time did Lisa spend playing handball altogether on Monday and Tuesday? Make sure you use her name. Lisa spent 66 minutes playing handball on Monday and Tuesday. There you go. Great job.